Okay, so I want to let you guys know that Arana Nation will be at Ford Fest tomorrow. That is the annual barbecue that Premier Doug Ford hosts for the people of Ontario free of charge. This time it will be in Markham, Ontario, Markham Fairgrounds, 10801 McCowan Road in Markham, Ontario. That will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. It's free. I don't know if the tickets are sold out yet or not, but Arana Nation will be there. To support Doug Ford, though I have to say that I haven't, and I will say that I can't say that I've agreed with everything Doug Ford has done as premier. Nevertheless, he's a hell of a lot better than the opposition. At least, I mean, 10 million trillion, 6 trillion times better than the opposition. But I have made videos where I have given suggestions to Doug Ford, and I do feel that we have to support him for the time being. I mean, he's done a cabinet reshuffle, hopefully, removing some of the Bay Street Tories, the high Tories who only care about money. Those are the ones who will sacrifice our culture, sacrifice our way of life, sacrifice our workers, sacrifice just about anything for a quick buck. Get rid of some of those Bay Street suit Tories and bring in some populist conservatives, populist, regionalist, nationalistic, grassroots conservatives who know about the struggles of everyday life, bringing them in and having them in Doug Ford's ear. Hopefully that will correct certain things, because I know many people have said that, well, the liberals, they brought up such a debt, so we need to do this, that, and the third. Well, the only thing I say to that is, well, you're no better when you do that. You can't punish the people for the mistakes of the liberals. And a lot of the people who you're punishing are low middle class, working class, grassroots individuals who your brother was a champion for. Rob Ford, he was a champion for those individuals. They did not vote for the liberals. The people who voted for the liberals are the upper middle class individuals, people who work in the government. Those are the people who need to be punished. And I've said that what we need to do, there's many ways to save money without raising the price of getting a driver's license and all that stuff. That sounds like a very liberal thing to do. You can get rid of the Ontario Human Rights Commission, which is a racist organization. It doesn't like white people. If a white person even looks at somebody with a dark skin in a cross-eyed way, they can get their lives destroyed. I mean, I'm not saying that, there aren't racist white folk out there who need to be castrated, but it goes too far sometimes. It really does go too far. You can't just have people living in fear, just like what the LGBT community is trying to do with people. Many people accept them. You can have your parade, you can do your thing, but when we're living in fear that if we even criticize in the slightest, we can have our lives destroyed. That's not right. So get rid of the Ontario Human Rights Commission. Tell businesses, get rid of the business taxes, all business taxes, and instead tell them, look, instead of giving money to the government, you give money to your people. Free health care and a higher minimum wage. And in return, we'll get rid of all your taxes, and the only people who will use OHIP are people who are unemployed. That's like, for those of you who live in Britain, that's like your NHS, OHIP, the Ontario Health Insurance Program. Things like that. But there's many, many different ways that you can save money. I've made a video on that. I have a long list. But certain things he has done, I think he's doing it on the advice of, as I said, the Bay Street Tories. Just like Donald Trump has all the neocons in there, and it looks like he's caught on to that and he's stopped himself. And I congratulate Donald Trump on that. And I'm going to criticize him when he's wrong. I'm not going to be like some of you guys out there slavishly supporting one person just because, that's a stupid thing to do. That you're an idiot when you do that. If you really care about somebody, you will assist them, you will advise them when you feel that they're doing wrong. And that's what I'm doing. I'm advising Trump. I advised Doug Ford. So I advised him, and I'm going to go to Ford Fest. And I'm going to have a good time. And I'm going to support the premier. I know he's going through a rough time. I think he's had some bad advice from the Bay Street Tories, but hopefully the cabinet reshuffle will will correct it, because when a premier or a prime minister shuffles cabinet, it means that he wants to have a fresh start. That's always why they do it. That's why the Mac Daddy did it back a few months ago with all that SNC Lavalin stuff that was going on. Doug Ford sees a problem. He sees people are angry. And a lot of the people who are angry voted for him. And these are people who, some of them are liberals, some of them are lefties who, they'll be angry with them no matter what. Those people, they'll leave them there. They can go protest all they want. But the average people who, don't want to see their driver's license fees go up and license plate prices going up and, all these different services being cut and stuff like that for, bread and butter issues. There's better ways to do it. Much, 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 much better ways. And actually much more efficient ways. Don't follow the Mike Harris approach and the Bay Street Tory approach. Doug Ford, you know who you are. You are a populist. That's why Arana Nation supported you, not because you're conservative. Doug, I know what your brother did for Toronto, making it cheaper for people who drive and stopping the war on the driver and all that different stuff. He was one of the greatest mayors Toronto ever had, and you know who you are in your heart. Don't listen to those Bay Street Tories. Don't listen to them. They're scum. They're just like the globalists. It's all the globalists, selling everyone out for a pretty penny. You're better than that, Doug Ford. I know who you are. That's why I haven't really, really laid into you. If I see this thing continuing, then I might get a little tougher to wake you up. But Doug Ford, I know who you are. You're a good man. You love the people. You're for the people. You just have a lot of bad advice. So I'm going to Ford Fest. If you'd like to see me, you be there. I'll be there. And this is the Arana Nation.